And on kind of this very interesting note of different companies and hiring, and I can't wait to get his thoughts on some of this. We have Ira with us, who has a really cool. Here he comes. There's Ira. Hi,
How's it going, Ira?
Ira. So he's got his own show, and he's got a really cool kind of project going on. I don't even want to call it like a company or anything like that. It's a really neat project that you have. Projects help you grow. So tell us a little bit about it.
Sure. Project Help You Grow is a philanthropy, and it's been around for. Oh, it's funny. I can see my background. I've got a green screen behind me, and it's not quite all the way back. Set up. So there. That's wonderful. You can fix things on the fly. So Project Help You Grow is a website. It didn't start out that way, but that's basically what it is now. It lives on LinkedIn and its own, just projecthelpyougrow.com. It's a free bridge. I connect job seekers to recruiters and employers around the world for free. So if you're a job seeker and you need a job, you can come build a profile if you like. You don't have to. There's job listings. There's millions of job listings, in fact, all over the world. So not just the United States, but if you're in India or the UK or the UAE or wherever you happen to be, there's jobs for you too. You can apply, but more importantly is the ability to go to the blog and go to the podcast. I bring in experts and from all over the industry, talking about recruiters, talking about HR folks, talking about business owners, talking about authors, career coaches, people who have expertise in different subjects so that you can get better at the strategy with which you're applying. Because a lot of times people aren't landing jobs because their strategy is broken. And they need help with that. So it's all free. Now, if you're a recruiter, any of these job the job boards will basically allow the job seekers to use it for free. But what they don't do is allow the recruiters and the employers to get the information from the candidates for free. They have to pay. Well, not on Project.
That's right.
On Project Help You Grow right now, I have over 8,500 candidates that have listed that are looking for work. If you're a recruiter and you want to find, one of these 8,500 people, you don't even have to have an account. You can just come. You can do the search for the candidates. You can interview them. You can hire them. There's no fee. So there you go.
I love so very much what you're doing from several perspectives. Number one, it shares the values that we have at Career Launch, which is it's not about money, right? It's about helping people and about making those connections. And then also, I love it as a recruiter because it gets so frustrating. You have these different subscriptions, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. And by the way, Indeed has really bombed it on how they changed their subscriptions and things like that. So, and that's the other thing. They make these weird updates, and it's just always pandemonium. Your site, I've gotten on there. I've looked around. Again, it's easy. It's stable. There's nothing strange or odd that you have to worry about. So I really like that.
Yeah, real quick. You don't have to sign up for an account. The only person who has to sign up for an account on my site are the employers if they want to list their jobs.
Right.
There's some legalese there. They have to,
Well, right.
But the job seeker, the recruiter, and the employer, frankly, don't need to sign up for anything. In fact, there is no shopping cart. There's no place to put any money. You can't even donate to my cause if you want to. I have absolutely no way for you to get any spam. And for those who do sign up for an account, I'm the only person who ever sees your information. I don't sell your information. I'm not making any money on Project Help You Grow. So there's not like third party, hey, would you like 8,500 email addresses? You will never get an email from me on Project Help You Grow unless you send me a question. I do have a contact form on there. And so people email me directly and they ask me questions, but I don't always respond. I'm not
at least you're honest.
But it's the opposite. Like there's no pop-ups, there's no email, there's no newsletter, there's none of that. So you don't have to worry about getting over inundated with all the stuff. That's what happens when you sign up for Indeed. You go to Indeed.com, you got to give them everything, and then you're gonna start getting emails from them and people
a lot,
right?
Constant. Yes.
Now let me tell you a secret. All the jobs that are on Indeed are also on my site. What I told you is, and this is why I don't understand why I get hundreds to thousands of people who visit my website every day, and everybody they're amazed by the traffic that I get. But I'm actually surprised it isn't more. because I've been doing it for 2 years. And again, there's no spam. That's the most valuable thing to me.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I hate signing up for new accounts because I know what's coming with it. All the junk.
Yeah, 50 million emails.
Project Help You Grow was created for one reason and one reason only. I like to help people. And people, when I created the group, I actually wanted to grow on LinkedIn. In fact, today I will exceed 150,000 followers on LinkedIn. So,
woo! Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. So I have a few, right? So what was people kept asking me, hey, can you help me find a job? And I'm like, no. You know what I mean? I was in San Francisco. So if you were in San Francisco, I might know somebody that I could organically give you a for. But for people from New York or from Miami or from Chicago, or people from London or Dubai or, Pune or wherever they're from, the answer was no. Well, a lot of us hate to say no when people sincerely need help. So that's where the project began. And I must give credit to my website developer with Dealers League. They created the site for me. And so
they did a great job. They did.
Still maintain it for me.
They really did.
They keep out the hackers, they keep out the spammers, they keep out everybody who's trying to do nefarious things. Right? So
nefarious things.
Yeah, no, you'd be amazed. You'd be amazed at what people try to do on the back end.
Oh no, I wouldn't.
Every single day on my website, there's somebody who's trying to be funny, and but I focus on the help, and they focus on making sure I'm stable. And in fact, speeded up the site. The number one issue that people had is it was a little bit slow. It was about 3 seconds to load, and now we've got it down to 3 seconds. But the reason why it takes
awesome
to load is I allow every single user to load their resume, and I allow them to load their artwork, and I allow them to load their videos. So one of the things that I encourage people to do is like give the recruiters and the employers a 90-second to 2-minute interview introduction of yourself. Right? Because you guys were talking about
elevator pitch.
Yeah, people hire people. It's your way to get a little bit of a rapport before they even decide if they're going to interview you or not. Every advantage you can get is something you should take.
I love that.
Yes, I do too. That personal element is a beautiful thing, and it's so. I in almost every single one of my posts, I use the hashtag hiring made human because it's such an imperative part of the process. So. I mean, you've been doing this for a while, and you touched on the importance of not just throwing out your resume and and using all this insanity.
Please stop.
It's crazy.
It's not 1985. You don't need a briefcase, and we're not going to Kinko's anymore. So stop it. Every job. If I could just say one thing to job seekers, your keywords need to be adjusted for every single applicant.
Yes.
Before you hit the submit, make sure you change, because you can read your resume and read the job description and say, hey, it's obvious I'm the perfect candidate. But if your keywords don't match, the hiring manager is never even going to see it because you're not going to get a screen. You have to use JobScan. Or if you're out of your 5 free scans, come over to my website. I teach you how to do it manually. I have blogs that'll teach you. I actually spoke with JobScan, and I spoke with some of the other ATS companies, by the way, like Taleo. And I developed all these things that were kind of universal truths. Now, there's over 2,000 ATS programs, as you guys know. A lot of people think it's one program, right? No.
There are a million.
So the thing is, you have to like use the universal truths, the ones that pretty much do anything. I'll teach you how to do that for free on Project Help You Grow. Go to the blogs. It's the number one thing that people don't do that they should do when they come to
Right. And we had somebody on earlier talking about that, the importance of using those keywords and getting through that ATS. I actually use an ATS system called Jazz HR, and what I like about them is that they don't do any of that dumb screening. Every single person that comes through and applies, I see it, and I like that. I love that. I told them, I said, if you ever add a filter to this and don't give me an option to turn it off, I will leave you. I was like, you have to leave it like this. I love it. And
that was the case everywhere. I really do, because that part of the ATS is a bummer. The rest of it actually works great, right?
You have to have it. I mean,
it's a CRM. People don't.
I love that. I love that comment about individualizing the keyword search. I mean, nowadays, especially in the last few months, Ira, we have there are way more people, right? Over 30 million new job seekers, and many of them maybe have not been in this position for some time. And so the
Right.
idea of job searching is they have an idea of what job searching looked like 10 years ago or 20 years ago.
Yep.
And so that imagery with the briefcase really kind of put me in that space.
Yeah, that was perfect. I loved it.
I'm an analogy guy. I like to teach
I love
people
it.
things via analogies. So that's just kind of the way my mindset is. But it's true. How many people come in and they're like, I know how to find a job. I've never
Right.
struggled to find a job. I'm like, well, how come you can't find one now? Because it's
Yeah.
changed. It's called
Yeah.
paradigm
Well,
shift, guys.
it's like my father-in-law used to be a recruiter years ago, and he was the recruiter back when you opened up the white pages and thumbed through and found people, called. And I said, no, 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 no. There's none of that anymore. And it's really interesting because the same mentality applies, right? Like he's still, he and I talk on and on about ethics and how you properly interview and all that. Really smart, sharp guy. But it's just changed from how he used to do it. Now it's you reach out on LinkedIn or you email people or things like that. And that just seems so weird to people. And it's the same thing with job hunting. And it's by the way, evolved, folks, since pre-COVID to now. It's gotten very different. It has changed. It has evolved. And one thing we've been talking about, Ira, and I wanted to get your opinion on it, is how HR is coming back too, right? They're coming back from COVID. They've been furloughed. They've been sitting back on the back burners. Are you starting to see some of those jobs that were sitting for a little bit getting some activity?
So I actually post jobs, as you know, because we're now connected on LinkedIn. Like, so yesterday I added 17 new jobs from Siemens.
Wow.
All across the world, which I'm looking for employers like that. I'm looking to help everybody. So I look for employers like Siemens. So Siemens I had jobs from the UK, from the UAE.
Yep.
India,
all over.
From Canada, from the United States, all put up yesterday. And I have seen a few industries that are really, I hate to say the word skyrocketing, but they seem to be accelerating, right? So there's silver linings out there. And
yes.
I was talking to my friend Kirsty Bonner the other day about people transitioning from you taking your soft skills and transitioning from, just because you've always worked, like I've worked in the print industry and I have for 20 years. Well, guess what? I'm on furlough. In fact, my furlough started on Monday. Okay. So
oh boy,
I'm not employed right now either. I'm employed, but like, I don't think I'm not employed if I'm not getting a paycheck. In fact, that is
two of the three people here on the screen are in that position. not getting the paycheck right now. So.
But here's the thing: you can take your soft skills and pivot is the word, right?
Absolutely,
right.
100%.
We have been talking about that. Yes,
I'm a business to business sales rep. Now, have I been in the print business for 20 years? I absolutely have, and I've dealt with business owners and directors of departments and managers and all that stuff for 20 years. I can take my business to business sales skills and go into one of these other industries. What industries are you talking about? Things like finance, things like security, things like healthcare, things like sanitization, right? A lot of people aren't thinking about these things.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
There are a ton of industries that are hot right now. So if you're looking for them, just come to projecthelpyougrow.com. There's a shameless plug, but come to the website.
Hey, y'all are on our website too. Hey, just so y'all know, he's not just plugging him. We're plugging him. There is a page for them on careerlaunch2020.com. Go to opportunities. There's a whole page where his page is embedded. It's awesome. And then definitely still go to his site because it's really, really cool.
Yeah, the free is hard to beat. And when
nothing's better than free.
Free's in the budget for sure.
Free when it has the value is amazing because if I told you that my site costs $99 a year or something like that to be, a lot of people would pay it. In fact, people often.
Oh heck yeah! In 2 seconds. Yeah.
Of all the things I said, the no spam and I'm not sharing information and the value of the jobs. I don't bring in garbage jobs. I vet every single job that comes on my site.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Personally vet.
Yes.
Make sure you're not getting connected with somebody who's trying to scam you. And then, like I said, all the free advice, like each one of those classes could be hundreds of dollars for you to go learn information. For example, and this is something I wonder if you guys have talked about, where are people getting stuck in the process of the job search? If they are not diagnosing where they're at, then they're doing themselves a major disservice. It's the number one question I ask when I get a job seeker online.
Yes.
Where are you having a problem? And if they look at me
Mhm.
like, I don't know, I'm like, okay, then that's what we need to do first. We need to figure
That's
out.
what we need to talk about.
Talk about this real quick. There's 3 phases, right? I'm not getting the interview. I'm getting the
Mhm.
first interview, but I'm not getting the offer.
Right?
Those are the 3 phases. So if you're not getting the job interview, then means one of 2 things. Your resume, cover letter aren't up to par, which is likely the case. Or
Yes.
2, you're trying to do something that we used to do in the old days, is promote with the job change. And you can't do that right now. Right? I don't know if you guys think about that, but now is not the time. If you want a promotion, stay where you are, because they
Right.
know you, they'll elevate you. And if they're not elevating you, you're not going to get it. Why, Ira? Why can't I promote now with a job change? Because you won't meet the ATS requirements. You won't.
Yeah, and now if you can get through to a person, we talked about this earlier too.
Yeah.
If you want to do that kind of thing, if you want to make that kind of pivot, or even like a whole career pivot, you know, then you need to get face to face. That needs to be networking. That needs to be something like that. It's never going to work sending your resume.
That's part of the who you know, right?
That's right.
That's right. That's part of the who you know.
But here's and people need to be working on that every single day. Network
100%.
off. It needs. I don't care if you have a job, if you're a business owner. I mean, I built my whole everything. You wouldn't even know me if I didn't build my network. I promise you.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
In
That's very, very true.
In 2018, I had 1,520 connections. So if you wonder how I did, that's actually how Project Help You Grow got started. I wanted to build my own network. Okay, so that's
as a sales guy, man.
Right. Now, if you're getting the interview, but you're not getting a callback, then your interview skills are broken. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you're getting the second interview or the third, however many interviews there are, if you're getting those and you're not getting the offer, you're likely not doing enough research on what the pay is. And you have a problem with that part. And if you want to know, now I have it. I don't know if you guys can share it, but I have a blog on my site. It's called Winning the Interview. It's a blog that I wrote. This blog that I wrote, if you took this class, would be hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. But I will teach you everything that I just talked about will be from the interview. How to do research on the person that's interviewing you before you get there, so you have something to talk about.
So critical.
100%.
I'm going to teach you how to research the company, their competitors, the pay, so that when you go in, you are prepared and you'll ace it. That's what I call it. I think winning the interview, acing the interview, something like that. But that's
right. That's phenomenal, and it's such valuable content. So talking about interviewing, our next segment, I would love to have you stay on for, Ira, if you have the time. I really want you to stay on for this. Sure. So what we did yesterday, and we had a lot of fun with it, is I'm going to tell some funny interview stories that came either from my experience, another HR representative, or another recruiter's experience. And we're going to talk about why that was wrong, and then what should have happened in real life.
I love this. I'm excited.
I like funny anecdotes. I could probably share a few myself.
Oh, if you have some, please chime in. Chime in.
I was a hiring manager for a couple of years, so yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, good. So so if you have some, just hop right on in here. So, one of my favorite ones was the HR representative went out to greet the woman, and she starts to come in, and there is a train of toilet paper. There's not like one piece. It's like the whole roll has come off and into this one. And she walks into the office, sits down, tucks it like under her, does the interview, gets up, and walks back out, walks all the way out of the building, trailing the toilet paper behind. And everything, and people are turning around and laughing, and there's like 15 feet of toilet paper just followed her. She knew she had to.
Yeah, there's no way you can hire her, because from day one, she'll be the laughing stock of the company from day one.
Yeah, sadly, that's very true. But this is, that's one of the things. It is comical, and you will have ridiculous things happen to you in an interview. But address it and pull the toilet paper. Don't exit with it too. If something weird happens to you, stop and fix it.
Did you see what happened at the beginning of this? So you guys changed the angles, and my green screen was wrong. And what did I do? I just fixed it. I mean, that's
right. Yeah, it's okay.
I love that aspect. I love little aspects about what rehumanizes any process that's kind of become dehumanized, right?
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
anything that you can put that human spin back into it. That's why it made me think of, like, you're talking about just fix it. Like, people sometimes tell me, like, my background, like I have my bookshelf back here and I have these golf balls back inside, can't go outside, not in the offices. And it's like, no, we're real people. We have real issues.
It happens.
Right? Sometimes toilet paper gets stuck to our shoe. We can't help it.
It happens. So the next one is, there was a guy who came in to get a job, and of course, it was one of those, like, hire on the spot type interview situations. They said, okay, here is your cup. We need your drug test.
Okay.
A little bit of time goes by. They're waiting on it, and the next thing you know, somebody comes in on the HR person's door and says, "There's a guy out there soliciting clean urine."
Oh, geez.
And he just asked an 8-year-old.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
No.
So they have to get him and take him off.
Game over.
Ooh. I don't even want to touch that one. I don't even want to even comment on that one. That one's
now.
That's 30.
It's not good. Now, I will say this: if you are going to have problem with background or drug testing, either one, tell them ahead of time. They're going to find out. Okay, you're not going to hide it.
Yeah, and this is the thing. I've actually had this experience. Okay, so if you are upfront about it, a lot of times it is not a big deal. And you guys were talking about this before I got on, where you were talking about somebody who has a 3-week vacation planned right before, but it's like, good luck with it. I actually fit that mold. This last job that I just got furloughed from, so I really don't even want to name them. But anyways, I have worked for them twice, and so coming back in, I didn't realize I was going to be changing jobs. So we had booked 2020. 2020 has been such a disaster, but we had a trip to Hawaii in February, which I did go, and then I was going to go to Alaska this month, but that got canceled.
Oh, wow.
It was a 2-week cruise. So I had 3 weeks of vacation planned, but not all at one shot. But I was upfront with them ahead of time. No, I didn't realize I was going to be changing jobs. You guys are excited to have me back. Everything's good. But just so you know, I know this is weird, but it's a once in a lifetime thing. I had never been to either place. I'd never been to Hawaii. I'd never been to Alaska. I'm like, I've got to go.
Gotta go. No, that's awesome. And you should.
That conversation endeared my boss to me. He was like, you know what? I respect you for A, having the guts to go through with it, and B, bringing it up so early. So that
no kidding.
Right.
And I mean, that's exactly what we were talking about, right? Like, that's the employer that you want to work for, that even has that positive type of response.
Oh, yeah. Like, oh, great. Yeah, have fun. Have a good. So, and that is how it should be responded to, is with a smile and a, hey, have fun. No worries. We'll work with you. So, this one was me, and I don't mind telling this one as no, not me, like I did it. I was the one on the receiving end of this ridiculous situation. So I was doing an interview, and the young lady sat down with me, and there were a couple of things on her resume that were a little. I don't usually use resumes in interviews. It's not something I believe in. I think it takes out the human element. It's just weird and awkward. But there were some things on there that were a little questionable, and I had some thoughts on. So I started asking her, and she would just make this real weird face, and she'd kind of do like that. And I said, okay, well, and these are basic questions, like, so, okay, it says these dates and these dates. When did you work there? And she would give me like years before it said that she worked, and different little details. So I finally looked at her and I said, is this your resume? And she said, no.
The old copy and paste.
She gave you on purpose. That is awesome.
So she literally literally just copy pasted a resume that she thought would land her the job with me. And I said, okay, and she told me, she goes, well, somebody told me that you should make your resume what people want to see. And I said, Okay.
Not fabricate.
Not fabricate. I said, I see your confusion.
Yeah, when we say change your resume each time, that's not what we mean.
Right.
That's not. No, we mean
points for creativity and thinking out of the box. Negative points for lying. There's
Boo
that.
on that one. Oh, and we did just have a comment to make sure that we acknowledge that marijuana is legal in certain states. All that. Yes, I was not in any way saying anything against use. Like I said, I have a seizure disorder, so I certainly understand people that need to use it for medical purpose or for even personal purposes.
Can I talk to that? Though? You need to be careful who you're applying to, because like in California, it's legal. Okay. But if you're if you're applying to a national company that's not based here, they still may not allow you to partake.
Yes.
If you want that job, and that's a term and condition in your employment. So you better know who you're going to be applying for if you're a job seeker before you toke up.
And not only that, it's the type of job. If you're going to be working around machinery, if you're going to be in security or anything like that, it's a no-go. So be very careful.
Why they can legally do that, in case anyone's curious. Well, it's legal in Colorado. It's legal in a lot of states now. And I personally have nothing against marijuana itself. I don't smoke.
No, I don't care. Yeah.
But it's fine. I'd rather you make it legal and tax it. I'd rather.
Right. 100%. But yeah, it's
the point there. Jeffrey even said it too in his comment, is just make sure you know. Right?
Yeah.
Yes. Make sure you know. Yes.
If you're watching this as a job seeker, you don't know. Okay. So always err on the side of caution.
Absolutely.
Don't defend your rights before you even know who you're demanding with. But here's why they can do that, in case you're curious. It's federally illegal still.
Yes.
So, I hate to use the word Trump. Okay. It trumps state law, and employers that are national can use that federal guideline. They can use that to justify their position. And that's why,
100%. And that's correct. And actually also there's also laws about employers having to acquiesce to the states in which they are officed corporately. So there's both of those things.
That's where the headquarters become part of the conversation. Again, if you don't know and you're looking for a job, keep your options open. Now, if it's a non-starter for you, you're addicted to it, or whatever, you just can't get off it, then fine. Then you just have to know going in that you've limited your options.
Ira, I think the comment you made there, which I think could translate to any job seeker, right, is err on the side of caution. I mean, you can look at that from so many different standpoints and positions, and you got to just be careful. Don't try to be extreme. I mean, people most times don't want to hire extreme people, right? They want to get to know you as a person, and so I think erring on the side of caution is certainly.
Well, let me take this even to the next step further, okay? And this actually, I just talking to somebody about this yesterday. They went to an interview for a management position dressed up in a suit and tie. Sounds smart, right? They didn't do their culture homework.
Right. That's everything.
When they went to the business, the guy that he was interviewing with, now this is the owner, was in shorts and a polo shirt. He said, you know what? If you did any homework, you would have known that we don't dress like that here. And he didn't get the job. Now, if you're a marijuana user and you want to continue to use marijuana, just do some homework. Look for companies that have that culture. And then
there are plenty.
Yeah, you'll fit right in.
It's fine. There's plenty of companies that just do not care. I have some as clients. They could not possibly care less.
I think the overarching story there too is like, I think that's the same thing that we were talking about earlier with core values, right? Like find where your values align, and
you'll be happier.
And you will be
happier.
Everyone will be happier.
100%. So I want to tell one last story here that really cracked me up, and it touches on two different things that I've had happen in interviews. To me personally, but this story isn't mine. A woman goes into an interview and brings her child with her, and a baby, little baby, and about 5-6 months old. And in the middle of the interview, starts to breastfeed.
Yeah, no.
And first, I want to just put it out there. I'm pro breast. Go on with yourself. Do it. But not in an interview, and please do not bring your children to an interview, especially a baby. That's weird. We also addressed yesterday, don't bring your mother. Please don't do that.
Okay. Let me ask you this, Catherine, just as a devil's advocate.
Let's do it.
What would you prefer, the baby or the mom?
Oh, okay.
You can't say either because
no. That's too easy. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say I at least prefer the baby because you have an obligation to that life to keep it alive. And maybe like your babysitter pulled out, you can't just leave the baby in the car.
Yeah, you're right.
So I'd rather that than you bring your mom.
No, you're right there. You're right.
So I mean that's just me. So I wanted to say there's no good answer though.
Well, no, I mean, I look, especially right now, I could see it. Like, say, hey.
No. First of all, COVID. Yeah, none of this applies during COVID. First of all,
yeah, well,
none of this applies.
You still shouldn't bring your mother.
Well, don't bring your mother. No, but the baby. I've had dogs join interviews.
So if your mother comes to your interview, now I understand if mom's waiting in the lobby, right? Mom gave me a ride or whatever, but
that's fine.
We're gonna go.
That's fine. No, in the room.
Yeah, no, that's. I end the interview before mom even makes it into the room because I don't.
That's what I did when it happened to me.
I'm not a micromanager. I actually just hired 3 interns on Monday. Okay, for Project Help You Grow.
Yes, I saw that, and congratulations to them.
I told all of them. I said, look, if you need a micromanager, this is not going to work for you because that's who I am. I will give you tasks. I'll teach you how to do it, and I'll tell you when they're due, and then you do it. And if you need help,
and that is exactly what that communicates to when you take somebody with you is that you are codependent. And I want to thank you so very much, Ira, for coming on and helping us and staying on with us through this segment. You were a blast
that was great
to have on.
Thanks, Ira.
Yeah, anytime I can ever help you guys, you know how to find me on LinkedIn.
Oh, absolutely. And everybody check out Project Help You Grow. Go to their website. Go to our site, careerlaunch2020.com. They are also embedded into our site. Check them out. They're wonderful, wonderful projects, completely nonprofit. So please go check them out. And thank you, Ira. And again, international and remote opportunities.
Yeah, and remote.
Across the country. Yeah, and remote. Yeah, all over the place. So thank you so much, Ira,
thank you
for joining us.